Hey kids, it is Mark Miller here. Roy's not with us now. I'm pretty sure he's going to join us a little bit later. I could also have that completely mistaken. Looks like my levels are okay, not too strong. And welcome. Let's get over into the code. I'm actually looking at a sample project sent to me by Coding Gorilla with the intent of helping us out and in terms of invoking the message box remotely. I was struggling with that yesterday, and I suspect I'll be struggling with it even more today. But I wanted to spend some time in the sample and take a look at it and kind of wrap my head around that and see if we could use similar techniques. And if that fails, I'm going to go back to some old-fashioned bug hunting, because there's definitely some bugs that we saw yesterday in the show. Let's actually look at some of that if we could. I want to, and I'm not sure. Let's see. I wanted to go in on my Stream Deck. I'm here, and on this test one, I just wanted to. There's Coding Gorilla. There's always bugs. Rory's messaging me. Oh, it looks like I need... Oh, okay, never mind. Rory's going to skip it. Rory won't be able to make it. I see it now. I see it now, thanks. Rory said, I guess you didn't see my message. And I'm like, oh, oops. Okay. So I wanted to, so this all works when I do it remotely here, but we saw when we were doing the show last night, it felt like it was not working. And I wanted to just test that to see if, something that I thought was working really wasn't with the restart today. Coding Girl is like, no, Rory, no. Don't worry, we'll keep you off the straight and narrow in his place. That might happen, actually. That totally might happen. What did I want to do? Oh, I wanted to see if I could recreate it. So I'm going to cast Enlarge Reduce, and then I'm going to try to cast Spider Climb immediately afterwards. And we had a number of technical errors. The show yesterday was pretty good, aside from some of the technical issues with the code. We kind of worked around those. All right, so this is all expected. Now, can I actually answer it? I can actually answer it here. So last night, well, let's see. Let's say no. Maybe it's, let's see. I said no, and it did it anyway. And so it wasn't, we saw this last night where it was like getting the answers reversed almost. So that looks like a decent bug to fix. I think I'm going to go after that right now because, it looks like it's probably an easy bug to fix. I think it was related to the values. Let's see. Let's go find break concentration. So here we go. Ask question. 1 is yes. So if, I've got these results wrong right here. 1 is yes, no is 0. So I want to switch this around. If result is 1, that's what I want to do. Oops, I want to set a breakpoint here. Oh, no, I don't, because I'm not running. I just realized I'm running the standalone, but not from debugger. So I'll just take this, shut this down, and we'll restart, and that should fix that bug. Okay, great. It was as if nothing was happening. It was the strangest, trying to figure out what's going on, right? And when you're on a show like that, it's, hold on a second, I'm getting a kid asking me where I am. I'm streaming on Twitch live, twitch.tv. It's like, I've had this situation before where I've had kind of like a high pressure situation where we're doing a live performance with some software I've created, and you know, the question is, where's the bug and can we fix it while we're going live without disrupting anything, right? And you're like, wait, and I was just trying to imagine what was going on because it was as if the button had no effect. But I did not imagine that maybe we had somehow swapped them, not until just now seeing this. So now we're back up here. Let's try again to recreate that and see if now it works like we're expecting it to. Enlarge, reduce, cast the spell. And now choose spider climb. Cast the spell. Do I want to break concentration? So the first thing I'm going to test is just hitting enter here without making any changes. It should say yes and cast the next one. Good. I don't like that text overlapping each other. I want to fix that, but all right, let's go switch back to enlarge, reduce. And now my next test is going to be to move down and say no. Good. Let's do it again. And now I'm going to move down and then come back. Say yes. Yeah, I don't like when both events happen at the same time, the text comes by. I'd like to find a way to delay that, but that's like a different issue. Okay, that fixes an important bug that was happening last night. All right, let's go look at the code Coding Gorilla sent. Take a look at that. So it's, let's see.
Geniscu 7, where are you?
Geniscu 7.
We need your help.
Oh, yeah, all right. Here, I am.
All right, I've got Coding Gorilla's email to me right here, the text of it at least here. This is just a quick attempt to demonstrate the problem that I think you're encountering. And by the way, I looked at it for a little bit after the show yesterday, trying, you know, I was thinking, oh, you know what, it's nice to not have the pressure to just try to explore a bunch of things that otherwise maybe may not, you know, that I otherwise would have trouble justifying. Why am I even trying this? I tried a number of different ideas to solve the problem, and ultimately I came to the same problem. My feeling is that the problem is that the expression eval is happening on the UI thread. That's the core essence of the problem, which means if we need to wait for Future Shock's out there. Hello, Future Shock. How you doing? We're good. I like your handle, Future Shock. I like it. I'm trying to figure out. Here's what we're working on right now, and it's not anything that I'm. Can you help me, please? No, I was going to ask you if you could help me, Future Shock. Ask away, Future Shock. Ask away. And basically, if we need to wait for a response from, I want to say the TypeScript UI, I guess I want to call it that. We block the UI thread. So I think the solution is, so this is my writing up here. This is Coding Gorilla down here. Coding Gorilla says, is this? So I think the solution is to essentially async await the expression eval. That's what I think it is. I'm new to this. I'm working on a C# WinForms, and I can't use other form to another, like change text label, that on the other form that is closed. I need a link to them or something. Okay, that's not too hard to do. I think I can help you with that one. Let's see if we can create that. I'm going to create a new instance of Visual Studio, Future Shock. Create a, where's my create a new project? There it is right there. Future Shock says thanks. And I want to create you said a WinForms, right? WinForms. Here's my WinForms. I guess I'm just going to type it in here. WinForms, Windows Forms app, .NET Framework. Here we go. Double form reference is what I'm going to call this. It's funny, I feel like we'll go through this and then Future Shock will say, no, that's not exactly it. Anyway, here I've got form 1 and I want to create another form is what I want to do. Let's see what we do, how we do on this. Do I have a new form option? Yeah, I do right there. So new form, this is going to be form 2. And do you want to have one of them kind of the main and the other one is open and we have a reference to it? Is that kind of what we're looking for? Okay. Has Mark learned anything from his Unity streams to this visualization, to this visualizing? I've learned something, yeah, a little bit. I want to do, I actually want to visualize math in Unity. I want to visualize mathematical equations in 3-dimensional space. I realized, oh my God, it's easy and beautiful. And here comes Screech Rat. I can hear him coming. Look out, everybody. That was close. These are patented dance moves. Some of them you learn in advanced courses at the Mark Miller School of Dancing. It's my side business I'm going to start. Wait, did Roy leave already? Roy left. I'm sorry, Screech Rat. Yeah. Roy's like the best. He's like Vision from the Avengers, isn't he? Okay, so you enter text on the other form and it changes on the other. Oh, I like that. Okay, let's try that. What do I need here? I need my controls toolbox. That's interesting. I'm going to allow access on private networks. Fine. That was just bringing up the toolbox. Let's get a text box here. Right there. So we're on Form 2. We've got a text box in here. I've worked in WinForms in freaking forever, kids. Why can't I grab and move this? This looks like I want to... What is this? I don't want to drop that. I just want to grab it. Interesting. Okay, so I want to get an event on this thing. I need to hit, what, F4 to bring up my properties. Over here, text change, there it is. I guess I could have just double clicked on it. All right. Here's how I want to do it. This is, I think, the best way to do this. I want to create an event that says essentially the text changed. It's just a regular old event handler. These are the event args right in here. I want to create my own custom event args is what I want to do. So I'm going to create some event args in here that are going to be called my text changed event args, like this. And I'm going to include the text of the change in here. So I'm just going to create a new property here called text, like that. When this changes, well, we also need to create an event for it as well. So I'm going to create a new delegate. And this is going to be the text changed event handler, and it's going to accept some text change event args. Then I want to create a new event of this type. Oops, I got to be in the class right here. That's going to be it, and we're going to call this text change. Okay, like that. Then I want to create an event trigger for that. And I think that's about it. And then down here, I want to call on text changed. I want to pass in this form, I think is the sender. And then we're going to create new, wait, hold on. There's something wrong here. Why isn't it seeing this on text changed? Doesn't make sense to me. It's totally not seeing it. It's right there. You put all of that in the args class. Wait. Hold on, what's happening here? Yeah, but I don't know how to use the use other form to another. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to do that in 1 second. Because one form can't see the other labels. Yeah, perfect. We'll do that. You put all of that in the args class. Oh, I see what Coding Gorilla is saying. So any data you want to send, you put here in this class. Oh, I'm sorry. I see the problem. I say it's right there, but it is this. I put in my args. This needs to be here. I think that's what Coding Gorilla was maybe saying to me as well. So sorry. The text change args looks like this. I put this in the wrong spot. There's my text change right there. And what's it saying? It hides it. Okay. We're going to call this, whatever, my text change. I don't care. Like that. So that's what it's going to be. So we're not going to hide that. All right. Then now we're down into here. What did I lose? Did I lose my text change event handler? Oh, it's here because I renamed it. There. Okay. Everybody happy now? Boy, if Roy were here, I know everybody's thinking, geez, if only Roy were here. Come on, Mark. You're all over the place. All right, Future Shock, you got it? All right, so this is how you're going to send the message, the data across. So you put whatever you want here in properties. So then we're going to come in here and we're going to say we're going to create a new text changed event args like this. And maybe I'll pass in textbox1.text to it. Whoops, not tab index.text, like that. Then we'll create a new constructor for it. Generate constructor. There it is, and it sets it. Look at Visual Studio helping us out right there. And that is, I think, it for this file. Okay? That's it for this file. So take a screenshot here. I'm about to flip over to Form 2. Form 2. Why do I feel like I'm sometimes doing people's homework? Does anybody else get that impression sometimes? No, I don't want to insult you, Future Shock. I love the question, and I like, what is going on here? It's not the first class in the file. Oh, okay, hold on. So that means we just want to move all this stuff to its own file. So let's do that. Let's move type to file. And move type to file. So now we've got those pieces in their own files there. And then we got to go to Form 1 and we got to drop a button on it so we can show Form 2. Right? I think that makes sense. So we're here. Where's our toolbox? Give me a button. And we're going to change the text to say show Form 2. Like that. And when we click it, we can bring it up either modally or not. It doesn't matter. Let me change the name of the button too, because I really don't like it in demos where people leave the button still there. So show Form 2, like that. Double click it to create that event handler. And now we're going to say new instance of, what is it called? Form 2. We'll create a new instance of Form 2 like this. We need to assign that to a local variable. It can be local or it can be a field. Like one of the things you might want to do is you might want to make it a field so you can reference it in another place. However, I don't think I want to initialize it like that. I would just want to come down here and do that. I was having an ad, so I didn't see like the last 30 seconds. Is it cool if you can upload the whole code on easy upload? Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens. Hey! Hey! Pudding says, you know what's needed around? All right. Let's see what we're going to do here. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to create a new instance. Then we're going to go into that event that we just created on it, which is, I think we called it My Text Changed, like that. We're going to do that. We're going to hook up an event handler to it. And then here it will come in and we'll say, is there some property called title? How do we change it? It's caption. Is that right? No. What is the forms? This dot text. Okay, must be text. And then we're going to say it's equal to EA dot text. Like that. And I think, well, I think that's kind of, we might want to see when it's closed. Let's go, I'm going to hit the control key to see when it's closed. Is there form closed? Boom. That's what I wanted. And when the form is closed, I just want to clear my variable out. If I was going to do it like, you know, like, whoops. Like that. So if I was going to make this a field variable, I just want to, when the form's closed, I want to get rid of it. But this, holding on to this allows me to do other things with it if I want to. Right? For example, instead of having the form be form 2, it could be something different. Right? It could be like an interface if I wanted to as well. All right, that should work. That should do it. Let's run it. See what happens. All right. Form 1 is here. I'm going to say show form 2. And, oh, I didn't say, I didn't tell it to actually show itself. I newed it up, but I did not say dot show. So we can say show, and I suppose it's more interesting if I show it as a modal dialog. Let's run that. Okay, here we are, show form 2. Form 2 is now up. It's here. And now when whatever I write here should change the title. Okay, there you go. That's a way to solve the problem. It's a not bad way to solve the problem. Okay? Future Talk is like, please work. It works. All right. So, it's not too bad. I kind of want to say, well, I don't know. Can I upload this easily? What link did you give me out there? That's kind of a hassle to go out there and do the upload on this. What's the other suggestion? Oh, Coding Gorilla says, check out the event aggregator pattern. Oh, yes. Yeah, this is like where you have an event hub. Is that right? Where you have kind of a core piece. Yes, central place to publish and subscribe to events. Yeah, we use this inside CodeRush. We totally use this. Yeah, if you want to do like a really decoupled architecture that is easier to maintain, especially if you're going to have a lot of events and a lot of subscribers, the event aggregator pattern is great. We call that the event hub in the team. Please upload the whole project there as a RAR. Easyupload.io. Let's see how easy it is. It better be easy, man. I'm not going to do it if it's not easy. Otherwise, I'll be like, well, you know what you can do is you can also go back and rewind and watch this again. Whoops, I thought I had it in the clipboard. Let me try one more time. Copy. Paste. Easy upload. Is it upload or is it upload or uplad? Let's see what we got. Checking your browser before accessing. Please allow up to 5 seconds DDoS protection by Cloudflare. This is what I'm looking at. Really? I've allowed 5 seconds. Your site to a business. No. What? No, it's just like a nightmare here. Just click or drop files here to upload. All right, that may not be too hard. Let's see if we can do it. I'm going to do a save all right here. What folder am I in? My repos, double form reference. Can I open up in solution, new solution explorer view? No, I want to, is it here? Open folder in File Explorer. That's what I want to do. Yeah, it's basically like from here to here is what it is right here. Why am I not finding? I've got compress an email. All I have is compress an email. Why don't I just have compress, add to archive. There we go. Okay. And you said you want RAR. What kind of, oh, I don't have a RAR format here. I'll give you zip. You'll have to deal with the zip. That problem you got on your own today. All right, so let's see if I can drag it over. No password. And give me a link. There it is. Look at that. There you go. All right, Future Shock, you win today.
You won!
You won, Future Shock! Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Coding Gorilla is not Surly Dev. What?
Level up.
Can't do new car yet, huh? You never do?
It's a brand new car!
No, you win a brand new car! Future Shock, just kidding. It's not. We're just teasing. That's it. But if you do work in Visual Studio and you want to copy Code Rush, let me know. Okay, that's that. There we go. We just did it. We did some good in the world today. That's it. Yeah, I totally, event aggregator pattern, totally on board with that. All right. Now, let's go over to the code that Coding Gorilla sent us and take a look at that. Looks like we've got, oh, look at that, an event aggregator. Woohoo! Right there. Got an example of that. Can I have a new car? You guys may not be able to ever say brand new car. I know you want to. We'll have to figure that out. IPC Hub. Instance on received message. Return task completed. Post the message to our event aggregator so it can broadcast to listeners. Receive message. Who's calling this? I'm hitting tab key and nobody else is. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to find all references. Yeah, one reference to it. This is not used. Maybe this isn't used. That's the signal R hub. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's look at this a bit at a time here. There's my event aggregator. Okay, cool. There's my hooking up of the event there. Cool. So I love that. That's all great right there. There's an event handler delegate. There's the event. There's the trigger. Cool. And a second class here, receive message event args. Got it. Okay, only message in it. Got it. So there it is right there. Sweet. Okay, event aggregator understood. There's our new window. Wait for message. What happens when we click here? We do message box show. Message was received from Signal R, come in on a background thread, so we need to provide a callback function that can be executed after a message has been received. What's going on here? Here we go. This is the side effect of leaving the UI in responsive and functional. Side effect of leaving the UI responsive and functional. So this is really interesting. So we're going to show message box in this function. We receive the message. Throw out an exception if we get it. We're going to the UI thread. All right, cool. To set the receive text. And it's kind of interesting to me that we set this to null after we execute it once. And I'm not quite understanding that. I think that's just the mechanics. That's the external mechanics of how you wanted to implement this coding gorilla. That's my sense. Okay, and then we have the IPC client over here. And the main task, we're going to say enter message and then say read line. So we're going to type in some message there. There's the connect. I didn't see, like I'm expecting a connection on the other side as well. Did I miss that? I'm wondering, I'm expecting to see something similar that says I'm connecting a local host at 5,000, and I didn't notice that. Connection start async, send async, receive message. It's in app XAML. Ah, there we go. I'm still not seeing the port though, but I'm wondering if it's showing up in this space right here, maybe. That 5,000. All right, let's run. All right, so my client is here. It's just the default ports. Okay. All right, cool. All right, got this one. And I got this one right here. So sequences, I'm pretty sure as I recall, and from looking at the code, I click here first, wait for message, and it says beginning wait on incoming message. And I'm pretty sure I can click OK on that. No? Or no, we're good. We're just at a breakpoint. Okay. Okay. So, good. We showed it. I hit that. We're going to just do all of this. Let's set a breakpoint inside this. I think it's a little more interesting. So we're just assigning this. All we're doing is assigning the callback there. And waiting on me to do something over here. And I'm going to say, thanks, coding gorilla. All right, so cool. Now we're here. We got back here, and we're going to say received. It's right there. Sweet. Okay, and then we're just setting this text.received. This will throw an exception because we're running on a thread, probably from the thread pool. Yes, good. And then this callback, yes. Yes, 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 to marshal it back. Yeah, yeah. Because it's funny, I was just looking at this. Threads we're allowed to run. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, that's good. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, it looks like I didn't miss anything. They're setting this to null at the end. That's just so that you could kind of step through a sequence at a time, I think. Is that right, Coding Gorilla? You set this to, this is not at all a structural, yeah, because we're no longer listening is what your comment is right here. Okay, so out of all of this, the thing that I didn't try is something like this. Right? The problem is, let's go back to look at, yeah, because you got your dialogue response, so you're done listening. Okay, so let me close this down and come over here. We'll stop this, the IPC demo. All right, so I haven't tried a callback like this kind of thing yet. So the idea is we're in a sequence of events. The problem is, I think the problem is, yeah, so I guess structurally, so normally when we're writing code, here, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this, and I think I'm getting close. But normally when we write code, we have something like, we do step A and step B and then step C. But I need to wait in the middle of this. I need to do some kind of wait before C and maybe even D, right? Well, and I can't block the UI thread. So I think what the suggestion is instead of having A, B, C, D like this in sequence, we instead create a callback which contains C and D, like that. That's what I'm thinking that we need to do. The problem is, like the challenge in this, yeah, this gets a little insane as I'm wrapping my head around it. The problem is this is all initiated from a scripting engine. So C and D are essentially always unknown. It's not like we know that are unknown at compile time. Now, the equivalent, as I understand it, by the way, the equivalent, as I understand it, of this in async is using async and await. Is if we have the await, we can kind of do something like this, right there, where we don't have to nest each one of these pieces. Which means, theoretically, so this is like, and I'm just barely got my head around this, kids, but theoretically, that means if we make each expression eval async, we can essentially await each expression call. I feel like I should be breaking out PowerPoint for this. So let's come over here. Create a new slide. I just want to copy this and bring this over. There's one other thing I wanted to look at, or at least kind of talk about, and that is that there's an entry point to the expression engine is in the form of, at least in the areas we're most interested, it's in the form of essentially spell and feature events. So for example, there'll be an event called like on preparing spell or something like that. On preparing, on cast, on casting, on cast, like that. So we've got these events that are in here. And we could maybe make these pieces do that, but then the problem is if we don't make the, God, I really don't know if what I'm saying is actually real or not. I'm just barely there. But if my kind of tentative idea is correct, we could maybe potentially solve the problem here before we get in by just dealing with these, and then we still wait on the scripting evaluation. Scripting still blocks but it blocks only these events. Is that going to work? I'm not so certain about that. So I guess the idea is we make these events async. Let me at least write this down. So the idea is to make these events async. The body of these events, yeah, these events are async. But the downside is, and this is the kind of a big downside, only one ask, I think, is allowed per event, I think. And again, I could be completely wrong. I wish I was an expert in this and knew for sure. So that's kind of, I just want to mention that. I feel like no matter what, because I kind of get, yeah, the callback which contains C and D, I get that, right? I get that logically, that's making sense. My problem is because I'm working with a script. Let's go look at what we're talking about here. What do I have? I think I have here. I thought I had an ask question in here. Here it is. Ask, send how many meteors? Let's get that on screen right here. So there's my ask question right there. So I can't do more than one of those. And just to give you an example, right, if I'm waiting for this, then that means that I've got to await the result of this. I mean, if I turn this into like an async thing and I call await here, then I've got to essentially call await here. And I can't run synchronously. And then once I'm back, then I got to recover and continue down the loop wherever that's going to be. I'm like crazy nervous that the expression engine may not be able to maintain state to essentially be reentrant like this. Maybe it will. Or alternatively, I block the UI thread when the ask comes in, but I still allow the other pieces to work to control it. That's like the other strategic approach. Let me kind of document these. So this is like callbacks and awaits. This one is kind of interesting. This is like the essentially block the UI thread, but allow the messaging and signal R to continue to work, Because the advantage of this, blocking the UI thread on this call to ask, right, it's somewhat analogous to throwing up a modal dialog. Let me just write this down here. Analogous to throwing up a modal dialog. We say presenting. Except when you do that, the Windows will think the app has crashed. I bet I can figure a way around that. Maybe. But it's a good point. Well, I don't know. I'm just looking for strategic guidance. Where do I go? I think to some degree. I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on. Let's do a paste again on that. Okay. Windows will think the app has crashed. I think I just need to make a call to something every once in a while to go out so that Windows thinks I'm still responsive. But the advantage here I think the advantage is I don't have to touch expression eval, which the expression eval engine, which right now I'm considering. I'm worried about that. I'm worried that it may not be able to sustain and deal with reentrancy well. That's what I'm worried about. It kind of does reentrancy in the way it evaluates things, so it may be totally fine. But I'm just worried about state and in terms of evaluating these things. I don't know. What's your vote, Coding Gorilla? You seem to be, in terms of my approach to this, block the UI thread is one of my approaches. Trying in this space, but I think if we do this, I think what this approach is essentially. Let's duplicate the slide a sec. This is essentially making the expression engine, I think, async and await. Essentially, each call, each expression evaluation call is asynchronous. That's kind of what I think is, so I'm looking at this approach or this approach to solving this. I think this is a no-go. That's going to lead to problems. And I don't know, maybe we should look at the code a little bit more and kind of review where this, how this is happening here. Let's kind of document it, actually. Let's kind of document it. So let's go in and say, so we'll just kind of look at our existing code. Existing code. We're going to say that input comes from, and let's go find that. Where is it? Message, received message, I think is what it is. Received message. Message received. On message received, there it is. So, in our client, Twitch client, we get a message received. And we go to the command parser, choose handle message. So it kind of looks like this. Sent to, how's the music volume out there? Is it okay or is it too loud? It's sent to the handle message. Handle message is happening inside of our Stream Deck commands. And do I have an in-game UI command? There it is right there. In-game UI command, like that. Okay. So that comes in here, goes to Dungeon Master app, in-game UI command, which is right there. Yes, that's right. They come in via Twitch chat, which then goes to this is the main window. Okay. And those then go to Give me a second here. Just want to get the font right here. All right. Now we're in TypeScript. Oh, that explains a bit more. I thought they were coming from SignalR. Yeah, they are not, but they are kind of, there's a round trip that happens here. Now we're in TypeScript. Okay? And so these continue until we get input continues until we get an OK. Well, until we send and then receive an OK with answers. And that comes in from where? So the receive, it's like, it's really close to here. It's in-game response, in-game UI response. And we just call an event handler for that. Yeah. So we've got in-game UI response is the SignalR response. In-game UI response. And that goes out to right there in the goes to main window right there. And that sets asking question to false. And with asking question to false, that gets us out of this loop right here. Can I indent that? Kind of, but it gets tiny. Okay. Kind of a nice overview of what's going on. And I feel like in solving this problem, we're going to have to kind of really do this so we can visualize it. I ignored all these. What do I need? Like some change or something? Okay, there we go. And is that the essence of it? Is there anything else I'm missing? Let's try. Let's try it with. I just want to try it with Chaos Bolt, select damage. There we go. I kind of wanted to look at this to make sure this was working correctly, like we wanted it to. Let's roll Chaos Bolt. Okay, cool. So our breakpoint has not been hit yet. Just bring it down here so you can see it. I don't want it to shoot up to the top. No. So breakpoint has not been hit yet. We're right here. Select Chaos Bolt damage, acid or psychic. So now I should be able to control it, which I can. Let's choose psychic. And now we have an answer. And what are my answers? Were the indexes correct? I'm wondering. Oh, yeah, no, okay, this is cool. Damage choices, 0 is acidic. I don't remember what my answer was. And so it's the other one, okay. So it's psychic, good. Latest damage is here. Latest damage got to 0, though. I think latest damage is a field. All right, I want to set a breakpoint before and after, because I think we might have to save the local and run it. Let's run it again. Okay. So one more time. Doubles, no choice. We're going to probably skip right by it. Let's do it again. There we go, 2 different choices. All right, what's my latest damage? Latest damage is that. And then I think what's going to happen, if I hit run, these dice are going to clear up, and then that damage is going to go away, I think. Is that true or not? If I switch cold, damage is now cold. What's my latest damage? Still 1. So we're clearing it here. Where are we? I think I was thinking that we were using that latest damage. Take damage. So here it seems to be fine, right? This await call works here because we were, async here, process Chaos Bolt damage. That's calling from calculate latest damage. comes from this signal R piece right here, which comes in and gets it. The challenge is, which is also async, so I've got an async void entry point. The problem is I don't have an async void entry point. Well, I think that's the problem. I think the problem is that I don't have an async void entry point for the commands that we're evaluating. So if I go into, what is the ask, not stream deck commands, down over in over here. So I call on ask question, right? On ask question triggers the ask question event handler. So this is what happens if it's found in a script. That gets out here. And right now we're going to old ask question, because if I try to do the new one, like to do an await here, then what happens ultimately, it's problematic, is this line of code executes, and then immediately this line of code executes, because this is just triggers the event. The event's done and it's out and back. I need the event to block. Like right now when I look at this, I'm kind of looking at this piece right here. For this to continue to work, if we're blocking the UI thread, the Twitch messages, Twitch chat input, those need to come in outside the UI thread, which I think they do. And we need signal R to continue to work, which I think it will as well, but I'm not entirely sure. I think signal R should work without outside of the UI thread. Which kind of means this should work here too, while asking question task delay. The problem is, though, well, hold on. Let's go back in, ask a question. Yeah, right here we put up a modal dialog. And I want to do something, if I can get something to work like the modal dialog, that would be great. The ask question async doesn't do that. So I'm wondering, can I turn this into something that behaves more modally? Without blocking everything, right? Because if I come in and I say, let's say I changed old ask question to ask question async, like this, and I said get a waiter dot get result, like that, and return that. Right? If we make this change alone, everything outside works, but now we block the UI thread. This is, I'm pretty sure this is the That's kind of the problem there. Let me get some sample data up here so we can test this. Let me reload everything. Just go straight to select targets. Why is that? I'm not understanding why nothing happened there. I just not hit the cast button. Is that what I'm missing here? Maybe that's my problem. I thought I did hit it. It says select targets. Why is it going to select targets? Is it this call? Select target? Maybe I've made a change here. Show UI is false. So you need to change that. I changed that yesterday. All right, one more time. Now I know. Okay, there we go. The in-game UI is here. I want to turn that. Now, why? Hold select in-game targets. All right, here we go. Getting closer. I don't want the ask question async. I want this right here. What's this problem? It's probably just those two right there. Okay. And now I think we lock right here. So we block the UI thread Well, right here we block it. So we've blocked the UI thread. So now the question is, isn't it kind of conceivable that even with the thread blocked, that we should still be able to see the Twitch chat input and the signal R? Like, it kind of feels like, oh, we might be able to still get those, but I don't think they're coming in. I know this is blocking a lot here. I'm just kind of dragging this off to the side so you can see it. I think I want to imagine they would what? Come in on a different thread? That's what I would imagine they would do. Let's look at in-game UI command.handle message. Set a breakpoint there. There's the handle message actually gets us to the matches call right there. They'll still be working. They're probably running in their own threads. That's what I want to be the case. I've got a breakpoint here. I've just set it. I can't quite scroll down unless if I add some lines, I can do it. There, I've set it at breakpoint there at matches. Let me undo those lines I added. And let's just see if we get to that. If I'm gonna hit the down button. Yeah, I'm hitting the down button. I'm not getting out here. Well, let's go here. See if we get anything in message received. So there's message received right there. Set a breakpoint there. Hitting a button. Nothing. I am not getting messages here when I'm locked up in the other space. If I do a break all, where's it going to take me? It's here, return ask question async. Right there, that's where I do when I get a break all. So we're somewhere in this space here. I imagine if we set a breakpoint there and we run, we'll hit that. No, not hitting that breakpoint. Not hitting any of these breakpoints in here. That's kind of weird and unexpected. Yeah, when I do a break all, I'm right here. So I'm locked there. And this line of code does not appear to be executing while I'm locked and waiting for that result. So I'm like in a kind of a special kind of place here, special deadlock here. Let's turn off the front overlay and the back overlay. Like that. Yeah. Break all. There I am. And run, and I'm like nowhere to be found in this space. Okay, I kind of want to restart and try again, and this puts actually kind of see where we hit in here. But yeah, this is not going to work for us because we're not getting these other pieces coming in on any other thread. We should do this. We might want to check to see, just to verify what thread we're on when we get that. I've got a breakpoint there. Coding Girl, it looks like you're asking me if the dialogue didn't close. Is that right? They're probably running on their own threads. I didn't close the dialogue. No, it's still up and running. It's down below because no messages came in, right? We're not able to get messages from the Stream Deck, apparently, when we block the UI thread. But I'd like to kind of get a sense of what is... Yeah, I'd like to understand more what threads we're running on when we go into these methods. How can I tell the thread number my code is running in? All right. All right. What's my lock object doing? What am I locking? Where else am I using lock object? It's just a lock in case this comes in more than once. It's only here, isn't it? I bet that's the case. All right. I don't know if that's going to tell us our number, but whether we're UI or not, but at least have the ID in it. Yeah, we can do that too. I guess I'm a little less, I was thinking this might be a little more, give me the pieces of data that I want. Like I'm thinking about, you know, get current, you know, thread. I want creating a function that kind of puts this out here for me. I'm going to go with your suggestion. We'll just set a breakpoint here and run it and see what we get. I was just thinking it was going to involve a lot of clicks, maybe, to get the information I need. Let's see what happens. So I don't have the windows up in the stream, but I'm going to just hit the button on the stream deck right now. And we're at the breakpoint here. Let's go into... all right, so let's see if we can... so it looks like we're here. And it looks like it's not the main thread. Right? Yep, there's my up command. There's my down command right there. Yeah. So yeah, it's 8 is its thread ID. Set a breakpoint. Then we get to go to Cornelia, cast Dragon's Breath, roll the damage, request select target. That's going to get to here, which is going to get that async await problem. So we're there, sending the command while asking questions. Where are we? We're on the main thread. I guess that makes sense. Wait task. Delay. I just hit run. We're never coming out of this. That's why we're not hitting any breakpoints. The await task delay. Isn't this the wrong place to have it because we're in the main thread? Should we be using sleep instead? Right? If we're calling await, if we're calling this asynchronously, like I'm wondering, if instead of doing this, let's hit another command. Looks like I lost some breakpoints. Well, this all is okay. That all goes down. It's on the received back. Received in-game response. Wait, is that it? Yeah, we're waiting for it. It's the, what is it, old ask? Yeah, I guess I'm thinking about, instead of this, instead of task delay, I'm thinking about thread.sleep. Okay, so let's see, Dragon's Breath, roll damage. So do I need to re-enable? All right. Have I lost signal R? I think I lost signal R. Looks like I lost signal R. I'll have to restart. Okay. Like, I would like this to work. And we need kind of these two lines here. We need this to stop everything and this to return when we come back from it. That's kind of what I'm needing to work. All right, Cornelia, Dragon's Breath, roll damage. Request select target, old ask question. There it is right there. Set a breakpoint there. Run. All right, I'm hitting the button to move and nothing's happening. Oh no, wait, hold on. I actually did get it. I got a breakpoint right over here. Is this really going to work? I'm hitting the buttons now, though, and I'm not getting a breakpoint anymore. I got a breakpoint for a second, and I ran it. And now I'm not getting any breakpoints. Let's hide the back one. So in thread sleep, my understanding is that thread sleep would let other threads work. We're in the main thread. It's locked here. Do you dispatcher the messages back to the UI thread? We do not. We're not doing that. Well, inside we are. So what's happening here is I'm getting this call to active player is, it looks like we're locked here, where I'm dispatching it back to the UI thread, and the UI thread is like essentially blocked. And it's because I'm passing in the active player here. Let's find a better way to get the active player. Let's re-architect this a bit. I don't think this is my only problem, but it might be. Let's see. The drag and back overlay. Actually, hold on. Let's turn that off. Get my drag and front overlay off. We'll turn those on in a bit. Let's look at this. Yeah. I don't like this architecture. This is not good. And I think all right. So I think this is going to simply return this. Right here. So the get's going to look like that. The set it's going to look like that. Well, we got to attach it is what we have to do. We have to say player ID is equal to value. And then we're going to do this other thing here, which I'll probably extract. Show tab for player. Now let's look at assignments to this. How many times do we actually assign this? Oh, you know, we can assign this. Can we? Wait, can we? I don't think so. I don't think we can assign this from the code. Let's look at writing. Whoops, writing to it. Yeah, we're doing it a few times in here. All right. Okay. I don't know. I think that's okay. It's not bad. So now active player ID, if we go pass it in, should be at least thread safe. I have a feeling we'll be discovering a number of issues in terms of where we're blocking. All right, we're running. Let's get the all right, so now I hit my down arrow. See where we lock. Here's my handle message, and I think I got a breakpoint in here. Nope. Throw a breakpoint there. We get locked before we get here. Where are we locked now? I should have checked this thread number on there to see what it was. Let me. I think this is the process. We're going to come in. I will clear these off so we can see the screen. So we're locked. We're here. There's the main thread, but I'm trying to figure out where I got into it. Where's the thread? Is it? I don't think it's 8 before because it says not available here. I should have noted where we were. Here it is. It's thread 9. It's still an active player get. Oh, because wait. Oh, I'm in a different place. I got it. Okay, sorry. My bad. All right, I need to fix this as well. Hold on one second. Doing some family business there. That's all taken care of. Okay, so now I need to, now I want to set the active player. I want to create and store this as well. So we'll say active player is equal to that. That's going to be of type character. Uh-oh, where'd I get active player game from? I think this is just the game, isn't it? Like that. Now let's go back to where we were. We're going to do that. Okay, let's try that. So I kind of functionally changed the code a little bit, though. I'm wondering if I should... I feel like I need some initialization or something on that. At the very least, that change I made requires that I have to do at least that. Click here once for that to be good data. Okay, Dragon's Breath. Now, one more time. Roll damage. Old ass question. There we go. We're in the sleep. Got a message coming in. What's the message? I didn't even hit anything. On the upside, getting rid of all those dispatcher invoke calls makes it much more efficient. I think you're right, and I think it makes the code better as well. I think these are, what's interesting is I think you could make the argument that every dispatcher.invoke call that's blocking us is a bad smell, a bad code smell, and the architecture should be changed to support that. So now we're here, message received. What's the message? It's message on the upside. Oh, it's coming in from you. Haha. Okay. It's you sending this. All right. I would absolutely agree, but wasn't going to say it out loud. I would encourage you to say it out loud, Cutting Gorilla, on this show, totally. At the very least, I can acknowledge, and yeah, I may not be able to change it, but at least I can acknowledge. And drop a marker here because I want to delete the lock object. And put a to-do comment in the code, right? Let's get that, let's work towards having code that doesn't stink. Now let's see if we're kind of in that locked state, and the controls, we may be in a slight trouble because I need to initialize. I may have to restart the test here because I didn't have the layers up. Which means the layers aren't running, which means I'm not sure. I don't think I can initialize them. I don't think I can. I can't initialize them from the app. Ooh, I might be able to initialize it from the Stream Deck if everything works out real well. I'm hitting the refresh button now on the Stream Deck. Okay, there's that. Let's hit run. Will it work? Okay, good. We might be able to make this work. I'm going to hit the OK button. I don't know what's going to happen now because it didn't get the data. So I don't think it's going to unlock itself from here. So yeah, I think we're going to have to redo the test. But I'm actually like optimistic. Oh, I feel like I can grab onto this. I can make this work. If this actually gets us close, this is something I can wrap my head around and make it work. The doing async and await on the expression engine was like, my head was just reeling with the complexity of what I thought might go wrong with that. Overall, while on the one hand, I want to I feel like I owe everybody an apology for not knowing more about this as I'm doing this, right? You're basically, as I'm aware of watching myself, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is like not that exciting, right? Just watch this guy kind of try to figure stuff out. Anyway, let's go over here. Cornelia, Dragon's Breath. At the end of the day, you're still going to block the UI thread, which is going to freak Windows out, giving you the white screen effect on the UI. I'm going to try and get around that. I think I can, but if you can tolerate it, it won't hurt anything. Yeah, I think I can get, I'm going to try and figure it out. I'm going to work it around that. I think I maybe do something there. Maybe you're right. Maybe I won't be able to. But we'll see. So there's one message. These are a couple of the chat messages coming in. I want to do Dragon's Breath roll damage. Okay. Run. It's up. Okay, I'm going to hit run. Execute the command. That looks good, I think. Are we locking? No, we didn't lock. We moved down. Oh my gosh. Look at that. And I hit OK. Oh my gosh. Answer response is 6. I don't know why that says select targets, but that's a totally different problem that we can go after. All right, let me stop a second. Since we now know this works, let's do the, get rid of the dragon for a second. Now that we know this works, maybe that ask question block UI.
Fixed.
You like fixed? Screechrat says it likes fixed. Fred, when are you going to behave like a true barbarian? Fred can't ask the question right now. What? Can you go into more detail on that? What is it? Is it because he's not raging during the games? You want him to rage more? Ask question block UI. Request selected target. Let's come in here as well. We're going to say 1, max targets. I'm going to come back in here and say min targets, max targets. Actually, a better way to do that. I think I just select this and shift enter to duplicate, type in max, and I'm done. That's Kodersh's duplicate. Selection, duplicate selection working there. Okay. So we do not appear to lose signal R, and we don't appear to be in an infinite loop. Well, this can happen when debugging at a breakpoint for a long time, it seems. Oh, yeah, that's what I see here. Right, yeah. We might lose signal R here during a breakpoint. That's true. So notice we're using await task delay here in the async version of it, and ask question block the UI does a thread.sleep call. And we've got to use ask question block UI. It seems like we have to use this. Signal R threads are still running. No, I was finding Coding Gorilla that the signal R, I was losing signal R when I was at a breakpoint in Visual Studio for a long time. That was the problem. We need more rage and head chopping, says Pudding, and raw. All right, Pudding, I'm on it. I'm on it, Pudding. I'm going to do it. He's going to rage and act like a barbarian, Pudding. You're going to, maybe not by Sunday night, but by upcoming next Wednesday, we'll do it. In fact, I'm almost about to do it now. More middle fingers too. Okay, we've got more middle fingers, not on this show, but on the other one. Seems like we need to call this any time we are answering a question from a script. That's like kind of the important thing here. That's kind of the important thing. So ask question block UI is called from there, which is good because that's coming from that space. Looks like I need to set these, give some default values there. Do I have anything? What do I have on here? Do I have a max answers? I don't. Okay, ask question block UI is coming from there. Select game targets. Let's go look at this. Is that out there still? All right, I got to check this part out here too to see if this is. I'm going to comment that out for now. Oh, right. This is finding if we've already got targets is what it's doing. Then I need to go and get target answers. Did I already write this code? This code may already work. Let's bring that stuff up on screen, see if this works. Okay. By the way, one of the things that I did that was really, really cool, I'll show you this one that comes up and running. I figured out how to turn off a particular source inside of OBS. And it wasn't working flawlessly. I had to kind of do a workaround in OBS, as I recall. But I bound it. I'll show you the code. It's actually very cool. If we look at dimension door right here, I added a new method, a new script method called set OBS source visibility. And I'm selecting, this is the name of the OBS source. So that OBS source I'm selecting is like player 3 or something like that. And here, let me show you. I'm going to bring this up right here. I'm going to try and get my image off screen so we don't see that infinite loop. But, so these are like all the scripts, all of the pieces we have for the show, right? All the scenes, right? What's interesting, anything that starts with DH, that's for the Dragon Hunter show. And so I've got a lot of spells here. And the number at the side is which player character this corresponds to. So fire at 1 is corresponding to the 1 index player Cornelia. And then if I needed another place, I just give it another number and put it out there. Tidal wave of 3 is going to be right here for me. So it's in this position. Dimension door is in the smoke wrap. Right here. Notice on there, I've got something called player 3. That's my video signal. So here, if I just turn it on and off, that's my video signal for player 3. What's cool about this code is I'm saying play scene DH smoke wrap with the player index, whoever the player is. Okay. So it's player 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, or whatever. Then I'm saying set OBS source visibility for that player's name to false 3.2 seconds in to the playback of this scene. And then 14 seconds in, I set it back to true. And I do some dense smoke in here in about 12.5 seconds, a spark burst in about 12.25 seconds, and a fireball at 12.5 seconds. That's the sound, fireball sound right there. So all of that, what's cool about all of this is if I go in and I cast Dimension Door, let's go back over here to where we start. We cast Dimension Door. I guess we don't need this up here anymore, right? So watch this. I'll cast Dimension Door. And watch what happens to me just as the smoke comes around. Here I am, and I'm gone. And I like what about 9 seconds goes by, and then I come back in a poof of smoke. That's cool, right? That's pretty cool. So being able to affect and manipulate these, we're talking about with Pudding about making Fred rage. I was just thinking, oh, well, hey, Frank's out there. Frank Boucheros out there. Frank, bonjour. So glad you're here with us today. What I want to do with Fred is have maybe a second layer to Fred that's color shifted. Like, can I do this here?
Awesome!
I want to be able to actually turn on like this kind of a thing. Color shift him to red when he's mad. Maybe. I may have to just I'll create a different video for it because I don't want everything else color shifted as well. Right? So just him. Although it would be cool. How cool would it be to have the colors cycling through slowly over time? That would be cool, maybe. All right, let me close it. Let me take that color correction off. I don't really want that. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out a way to make Fred rage. And I'm kind of thinking, let's turn him red and maybe have him shake or vibrate like this when he's red. That's what I'm playing with, that idea. And I think that we can use this set OBS source visibility. We can use that to turn things on and off in response to events or programmatically from the code. All right, so that's kind of cool. I want to bring more players on the screen. I want to keep testing. So I've got a bunch of friends on the screen now. They're friends, we can tell because of the blue color. If I were to come back into Cornelia and cast her spell, Dragon's Breath, this is a spell that gives something to a friendly player. So I'm expecting to see like 9 entries to select from. So I got 9, but it's off screen. Like, I think I want to see less of that. That's kind of what I want to see. Now, I'm also worried about this. What's happening here? Because that I want to fix so that the target actually looks like it's selected. Let's say a C# and see if we can figure that out. Let's look at the code here. Let's get a place where we can kind of see a lot more of this. Yeah, I was thinking let's keep it up and running, but I'm going to drop it down and we'll just refresh it. All right. All right, so let's see. So get count target looks like it's failing. I didn't know I called it get count. Did I really do that? Yep. Select target. Is select target working? All right, let's get down here and see what's going on. All right, so I'm going to go down and select little cutie. And what do we got here? Here's my target. It's got creatures, no creatures in it. Maybe is that my fault on the other side of this? That may be my fault on the other side. Let's run it. Let's do it again. It's kind of here that I want. Yeah, we're not actually responding or dealing with the answer back from this at all, I believe. So we're going to run that. And we never get back because guess what happened? I closed down the I closed down the background image, the back overlay, I think. Okay, one more time. Yeah, I don't care about answer response. I want to look at last remote answers, is what I think I want to do. All right, so one more time. Okay, let's go to Cornelia. Okay, it's up. Oh yeah, it doesn't even look to see if it's too big vertically. We need to definitely fix this because it's got the gang and it doesn't have baby Tyrannia. Baby Tyrannia is down below. All right, selecting river. Now we're down here. At this point, what I want to do is go into last remote answers. And we want to find what's selected. Is selected. Kind of get down to here. Whoa, we didn't get anything selected? Doesn't make sense. Should have gotten that. Let me try that one more time. Okay, now. Oh, we got one now. That was weird we didn't get before. I wonder if it was the edit continue issue. All right, so Cornelia is selected. The index, the value is 6. Now I just need to. The value is her player ID, I think, if I'm recalling correctly. So game.getPlayerFromID. Passing in answer entry dot value. And I think it goes like this. If value is greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, then it's a player. And if it's less than or equal to 0, then it's something else. It's a creature, an in-game creature. So here we can get the player, and what we want to do is we want to go to our target. Oh, we could just do this, EA target.playerids.add. And we just, all we need is the value. I think that's all we have to do there. Player ID's count is 0. All right, now, do we get rid of the error message? We do, and we cast it. Sweet. We got another question we're asking. That didn't work as well. That's not what I'm supposed to see. Select the damage type. Does it work still? Still works though. I want to do a breakpoint here for this one.
1 damage.
I'm not sure what the 1 damage is related to in all this. Let's roll it one more time. We don't need this breakpoint anymore. I'm going to change. This time I'm going to come in and get like river. I want to see what happens here. We should get the second breakpoint. We should get this one down here. There it is, -4. Sweet. So now I want to say the target creatures. What do I got? Add a new creature. Get by index. And I'm going to pass in a negative version of the value, I think. Is that going to work? Well, that's an in-game creature. But from the in-game creature, I can then go to get creature. Let's see if that works. Looks like that worked. Okay. And let's just make sure that's river. There it is right there. Cool. That's awesome. And is that all we need to do? I think it may be all we need to do. I think that's all good. Let's run. Run. Here's the second question coming up. Okay, here. Here the answer has got, it's an encoded answer as a string. So I want to decode this is what I want to do. I want to say, hey, look, if answer dot starts with a string character, then I want to do something different. I want to say oops, I just need that. Don't need to escape it. Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to go to regex on that. Oh, you just did it for me. Oh, Coding Gorilla. Do you really want me to be a good regex programmer? Something like that. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Yeah, fine. We're going to do it. I wanted to go. I want to grab some of my regex code right here. Oh, I'm just going to stop the app here. All right. I thought oh. I don't think there's a quote on the other side of this. I don't think it's just anything all the way to the end. Hold on. That one's okay. This one, quote. Yeah, I don't think there's quotes inside. Maybe you might have noticed it and I didn't notice it, but I don't think so. So then if the match is a success, then we'll be able to work with those in here. We'll just set a breakpoint there. All right, let's try that. I think this plus, this space here doesn't, we don't need that space there either. Cornelia, Dragon's Breath, go. Oh, I don't have the ones on screen that I want. No worries. Okay, run. Here's the second question. All right. Not a successful match. Oh, wait, hold on. There's a quote at the beginning, not between the two. It's at the end. Like that. Let's try again. There we go. All right, cool. So now we should have 3 groups, and what is the first one? It's got 2 listed here. It says count is 3, but groups must have another way of answering the question of groups. All right, at any rate, 0 is just the number 1. Number 2 is the acid. So the value to make sure that the value we're passing in is an int as well. Okay, it is. So the value is equal to int dot I'm going to try parse it. If try parse the match dot groups of 0 dot value Oh, I like that point, Cody Gorilla. Cody Gorilla is saying, hey, in theory at least, yeah, I kind of rejected that option because I was thinking, well, what if I send other data? But you're right. It's if I got the group number right, it's only going to match digits on that. And maybe that is cleaner. And then I want to do, I've got the trimmed answer is actually going to be match on groups of 1, I believe. Dot value. Okay, then we're going to do this. And value like that. So let's look at this. What do we get? What just happened? I just hit F10. Okay, there we go. That would take a long time. Trimmed answer. Did I get the wrong? Did I totally get the wrong group? That's 1. So this must be 2 then, and that must be 1. Is that right? There we go, acid. And then this is 1. Good. Let's wrap through again. Looks like cold and 4. Good, that's what I'm expecting. Fire and 8, good. And poison and 256, good. That's what I'm looking for. Good. Good. Let's hit fire. The result is wrong. The result is wrong because we need to also come in here and say EA.result. No, there's no result. Is it EA.target.result? How am I getting result in? What am I misreading here? Is the ask event args? Okay, hold on. I feel like I'm almost there. I think we need something like this. We need EA.result equals ask question block UI, which returns answer response. Select target I don't need to worry about. It's just for the other one. I think that's going to work. I think I got to try one more time to see if that works.
4 damage.
Not sure why we're rolling that dice. Let's refresh. Okay, return target. I'm at that breakpoint.
Surly Death is in the house.
All right, let's see if we can get that 256 value. Yeah, we thought we were safe. Poison is result 256. It is. Sweet. So that's poison damage now. That's awesome. All right, good.
Ooh, damage.
Okay. John Calloway, ban him. Quick, ban him, Certainly Dev. Certainly Matrix is in the house. Wait, is there Certainly Matrix? Oh, it's just all of us. Yeah. Hey, John Calloway, welcome. Okay. We're definitely in better shape than we were before. I want to verify that we're getting... Let me bring up the chat window. This is the chat window the DM gets to see when we're playing the game. And I want to bring up... I want to verify that we're actually, the answers to the questions in all of these cases are actually kind of working. So let's go and we'll cast Dragon's Breath again. So we've selected a target. Now we're going to select some damage. And what does it say in here?
4 damage.
Well, this part's good. This part is excellent. So we cast Dragon Breath. We haven't said who we're targeting, but we could do it at some point in the code. We could change the code to make that work. like with a call to tell DM. And then I want to say, get target names, maybe. And I want to pass in target to it. So I like that right there. So we need to create something called get target names. That save? Yeah, it's saved. Okay. It's not quite what I wanted. All right. Wait, I know how I'd find what I want. Oh, but I got to run it to find it. It's... Am I sure it's not in select target? No, that's not it. All right. Let's just grab something that's hopefully simple. Get target names function. And returns the names of the players or creatures targeted. John Galloway says, nobody will let me have a sword. Yeah, you don't want to hurt yourself. This is like, got to be careful with your sword over here, buddy. John, you hang out long enough and you build up trust, I'll give you a sword. It's like that simple. Yeah. Trim bonsai trees. Names of the players or creatures targeted. And I want to pass in another parameter. Let's first move this to its own file. And so we're going to call it get target names. That's the name of it. So that'll get us the match in the script evaluator. Really, swords I feel, you see here, feel a bit intimidated. That's Zulix. How you doing, Zulix? Welcome. I'm having a slower show today, kids. You know, kind of just going, kind of rumbling through the code. I feel like kind of a giant boulder moving in slow motion. All right, I want to create an argument on this. Copy this over here. I'm not sure what the type on this is. I guess it's target. And the question is called target. And the target to check. And I'll show you the code that does this. The script code that does this passes in that target. Uh-oh. Coding Gorilla. So I've wanted to switch a sword from... Yeah, guys, come on, please. At least it's not like building an airplane while flying through the air. All right. Let's not do that. That's tough to do. I used to... so I write CodeRush and with a team, and one of the things I loved about CodeRush is, especially in the old days, I had a really fast edit, compile, test cycle because I kind of hacked into the way it was loaded into the IDE, and I made it so that I could, when I had CodeRush loaded inside of Visual Studio or the IDE, and I hit the build button, I had a plugin that checked to see if CodeRush was being built. And if it was, it would temporarily unload CodeRush until the build completed and then reload it. So I didn't even have to hit run to do the test. I would just compile, and when the compile completed, I could immediately test. And I really liked that a lot. And I used to say that was analogous to repairing and enhancing the engine while you're riding in the car. But I never use the analogy of, you know, what you're working on doesn't have wings, and you're, you know, and we're in the air trying to build the airplane, right? At least it's not like building an airplane while flying through the air. That's a higher pressure situation. Yeah, but no, it always felt that way. It was like, oh, I want bigger wheels. Okay, here's the bigger wheels. Oh, I want an engine. Great. Now I want this. I can do that. I really like that fast edit compile time. Here come the seeds, kids. Look out. I feel like I'm going to create more ways for you to avatar yourself on this show. Instead of just through the drones, I think I want to add the ability to choose your kind of spaceship, maybe choose your spaceship color. Choose maybe a ground-based vehicle. Like I would, or maybe, for example, your ground-based vehicle could be a lawnmower. I've got all kinds of ideas. We'll get there. All right, so get the target names. So we're expecting one argument. That argument we want to get, I think I got some code to... I think it's just called a get, is what I think it is. It's not get stir, it's get. And I want to say, this just returns an object, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And so I want to say, I think it's going to look like this. Target equals that. And maybe I could do this. Type target. And I just have a conflict between what's being passed in and what I want to get the result. Target to check. And then I want to say, hey, if that's not null, then I want to come down in here. And I want to say, I just want to do a breakpoint here. And down here, I want to return an empty string. So that's my get target names. Let's run it. See if that's going to work. And I'll show you the code one more time in the script. So if you're new here, what I just did, I created a class called getTargetNames function. This is how I add functions into the scripting language. So as long as it descends from D&D function, this class will behave like a function. It's called getTargetNames in the script. You can see that right up there. And I'm using it inside of Cornelia's Dragon's Breath right here. So I've got a method called tellDM, which means tell the Dungeon Master. And I'm going to give it the string. It's an interpolated string. Dragon's Breath given to. I'm calling getTargetNames. That's the function we just created here. So we should get to this breakpoint when we execute this and select a target. And then I'm passing in this local variable called target. So let's see what happens. Let's cast it. Here's the first question. Answering that. And now we got the second one. We got the breakpoint. Sweet. So now what we want to do is we want to go through our player IDs. Although, how do we get the player names from the player IDs? Because I'm down in the core. I don't have a player. Do I have a game reference from this player? I do. Okay, cool. So I can come in here and I can say, hey, if player is not null, and player.game is not null. What is it not like about this? It's fine. Okay. Then we can do a little more work in here. So targeted check dot player IDs is what we want to go through. And then we want to say player.game. You know what? I can simplify this, I think, by just doing this. And then we're down to, Surly says, I've got a phone interview next week with an American company called Routeware, but it's for one of their companies over here. That's awesome, Surly. Player.game. And then I can do a get player by ID, I bet. Get player from ID. Sweet. That's going to be player ID. And that player ID is going to have, well, let's just declare local for that for now. That's our player. Targeted player, actually. And then I want to say, hey, if not null, then I want to come down here and I want to say, well, we're going to start building this string here. So type in NS for a new string. We're going to call this result, I guess. Set that to string empty, and then down here I'm going to say result plus equals target player dot name plus add a comma and a space. Like that. Let's put the caret back up here so we get this result initialized like we want it to be. Then we want to also check to see, we want to look at the creatures too. This might be harder to actually, oh no wait, because they're actual creatures. This will actually be easier. For each creature in the targeted creatures, then we want to say result plus equals creature dot I think name. I think it's name. All right, cool. Then we want to say at the very end of this whole thing, result equals result dot everything before last, comma, space. It's a way to do it. All right, I think that's going to do it. Let's set a breakpoint here, here just in case. We'll probably never get there. And then we'll do this. Oh, and then we want to return the result. Okay. All right, run. Anything there, there. Good, we got a little cutie. Then we get to this. Let's evaluate the value. There it is, little cutie. And now we're going to get that message we want to see in the DM chat window. Which, there it is right there. Dragon's Breath given to little cutie. Whoops, sorry, let me scroll it down so you can see it. That's what just came in. Dragon's Breath given to little cutie. All right, cool. Choose the kind of damage. Copperbeardy's thing was yesterday. Well, the two of you guys like to rickroll people in the demos. Wait, what happened? I'm watching Twilio stuff today. Yeah? Is there some rickrolling out there, kids? Okay. We still got this weird die roll that I'm not sure where that's coming from. I'm not too worried about it because this is something I can go after later. I'm really more focused on the names. All right, next, let's jump down into TypeScript, because we have a problem when we have a number of these guys on screen. And why not, let's add more. So we got a lot of friends on screen right now. So if I were to come in and do Dragon's Breath again, we're super stretched out, and not everybody's on screen. We don't see Druvar, Serdov, Little Humpy, or any. I think there's one more missing as well. Baby Tirania is off of the list. They're all off the list. So we got to make this so we drop the font size down so a large number of choices still fit. That's what we need to solve. So I'm going to click OK on this for now so we get rid of this giant piece of UI. Click OK again. All right, let's go in the code and move down to
6 damage.
Do I not have that open? Oh, wait, I just saw it. There it is. Okay. Down here, here's the message box. I've got a big fat calculate size down in here somewhere. There it is, right there. Either drop the font size down or have two lists of names next to each other. I'm going to drop the font size down. The double list is interesting. I guess if I have a lot more than this as choices, then I got to do a double list, or maybe even a triple. I was going to drop the font size down because it doesn't change. Right now, I've only got up and down buttons to control it. I'm not sure if you can see this if I hold this up. Can we? We're a little bit out of focus there. Hold on. Trying to get a little more chord here. There you go. You can kind of see it. I've got up and down buttons here and here. Whoops. There we go. Right there and there. Okay. So I don't have left and right buttons yet. I'd have to add those in, and I'd have to add the logic as well. It's not too hard to do, but it's much faster if I can get this scale correct here. Answer font size. Adjust dialog scale as needed. We are actually adjusting the dialog scale. Where's our vertical scale? We've got a total height here. Discoverability top. All shrink here to do shrink answer font if we can't fit all of them on the text on screen. You can have it wrap over to the second list. Yeah, I still need to drop the font size down. I definitely need to do that anyway if we're going to put them on two sides. Well, Yeah, we could have to see that. There's some sizing questions here. For right now, this is definitely the simplest. To lists is more complex in terms of the code. Like if you hit down once, you're on the bottom. Oh no, I get that. I'm sorry. I totally get that. I get that, but I'd want to also be able to support left or right. And that's not too hard to add. But this is such a rare thing to have a lot of choices at a point in the D&D, in the Dungeons and Dragons game.
I love trash.
It's Grover, my good friend Grover. Oh no, it's Grovosaurus, not Grover. Sometimes I make myself happy. Doing that did that. Okay, we got to shrink the font. The problem is that at some point we realize we're in trouble. So we've got to stick this in a loop, is what I think we have to do. This one doesn't have to be in the loop. That part doesn't have to be. This part needs to do it. So basically from here to here, we need to loop this until we're good. We need to loop this dropping down the font size until we're good. Let me throw this out into its own method. All right, so there we have that. And I kind of feel like I want to throw... I want to do something like this. No, not static, sorry. Just trying to figure out this piece right here. Like I could do something like this. So I'm going to do this. This is what I'm thinking about doing here. I got to go drop a... launch, what is it? Extend is the command. There it is right there. Got one of my songs says Audio Jungle in the middle of it. Wait for it again. Roar! Roar! Welcome, Flavor Creations. Glad you're here. Glad you stopped by. Footing says rawr. It's kind of cool. I think we did a good job on that when we first made that. Okay, so hold on a second. We need this here. Calculate vertical values. This is going to be the, the test answer, the font size, and then we're going to come down here and say this dot answer font size is equal to test answer font size. We're going to try and go through the whole thing, and then we're going to return the actual scroll height, like that. Let's say we're bringing back a number to you, right there. And so now, what's my, oh, this, we got to go declare this. So my max dialog height, I'm thinking 980. That's what I'm thinking. Let's refresh that and see how that works. So there's the back overlay. Refresh over here. Let's do Dragon's Breath. Here's the roll. That didn't work at all. What? Okay, maybe I'm fundamentally not understanding the problem. What's going on here though? I just hit close. Did I lock us up? I think I may have locked us up. I think the close command may have touched the UI thread. I closed the scroll. I bet that did. Let's see where we are. Let's see if we can do a break all here. And I apologize, I know your screen's blocked right now. Yeah, we're definitely in there. Let's go look at this, see if we can see the threads. I'm just looking through these. Just going to take a peek in each one of these. See if I recognize. On message received, scroll close command. This is it. I got my history log. Oops, there it is right there. Log updated. Yeah. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I think I'm kind of messed up. I can't do anything with it now. In the lockup, we're locked. At least none that I know of. I'm going to just kill this. And then we'll refresh that in a second. So here's the problem. I'm here. And you know what I want to do? I kind of want to keep the code, except for I want to make it so that, hey, if we are, what is it, answering questions, waiting for answer to question, is that it? Ask question. Yeah, well, it's set there. Yeah, so we're going to say if we're waiting for answer question, we're out. We're not updating the log, history log at all. So at least we're able to close there. I have suspicion there's other problems too that could cause a lockup. If we're waiting for an answer to the question, if you start something like roll the dice or do anything like that, in fact, I could kind of get myself out of it by searching for dispatcher invoke calls. That might be the way to do it. Because I'd rather, get out of here with the problem. I get out of here and maybe not execute code if we're waiting for an answer to a question. Then I would discover that I've got a lockup because somebody hit a button on the stream deck somewhere while we're running the game. The other option is like a safe invoke where I call a single method to do that. But I'm like, oh, then I gotta, you know, turn these all in. I guess I could do it. Actually, let's do that. Let's actually make a safe invoke. That's actually better. Let's do it. Safe invoke like that. And then otherwise, we're going to do dispatcher invoke action. Like that. So there's my safe invoke. That's better. Cool. So now I'm going to go search for this and replace it with safe invoke. That's a little bit better. So we don't need this anymore. Let's replace it. We don't need that anymore. Replace that one. We don't need that anymore. Replace that one. All right, and there's our safe invoke. Do we get them all? Nope, not all of them. Oh wait, nope, yep. Yep, replace that. This we're going to replace, but I want to get rid of this first. Excuse me. There's a lot of that happening. But this, every place we're looking at is a place that could lock us up, right? So I think it makes sense. This is the last one. We don't want to do that one. All right, good. I feel like that's better. Next, I want to make sure that waiting for answer to question is set to true in our sync version of this thing, right here. So I want to say set this to true and set this to false. So that means we're in the thread sleep state. This is different from asking question. In fact, maybe now that I've done this, I'm going to change this for UI thread sleeping. While waiting for... Wow, look at that perf issue. Wow. All right, let's report that so we can get some stuff here. Let's see, code rush, issue start. All right, roll back about 30 seconds. I was typing in UI thread sleeping while waiting for answer to question. Granted, I've got rename up, and I know that when I have this up, sometimes the system is slow. I'm inside of... this pretty big file, though. I'm on line, what, 1200 of main window.xaml. This thing is like what? This thing is, how big is this file? It's a big file. It's about 9,000 lines of code long. So it's seriously, it's there. Anyway, I just renamed this variable. It doesn't show up a lot of times inside here. It's just a few times in the code. But for whatever reason, that took a long time to do it, to get all of that in there. Anyway, that's my rename. Let me close up my my issue I'm raising with the devs. This is a perf issue. Yeah, entering text in the editor during a rename. Anybody if you're wondering what I'm doing, we are dog fooding CodeRush live during the show. CodeRush is an extension for Visual Studio, and if I see any any issues at all, any concerns, I will perf issues or anything, I'll report them. The cool thing about perf is we're actually logging perf related problems, and so if CodeRush senses a perf issue, the logging gets more detailed. And so all of that information goes over to our devs. The act of me putting those 2 chat commands in there marks the time for the begin and end of the issue. Devs can watch the video, they can get the logs, they can see the steps, they've got access to the source code, it's open source. So it's a real nice way to dog food the product. All right, UI thread sleeping while waiting for answer to question. So now, sorry kids, but we have to get out of here. Otherwise we'll lock. All right, so that means now with this fix, I should be able to run cast Dragon's Breath, and while the UI is up, close down the scroll and not lock up the UI. In fact, I should be able to hit a lot of buttons. Coding Gorilla, I want to thank you, by the way, for your assistance for the sample code that you sent, as well as helping us work our way through that. I think it was good. I was kind of surprised, but actually relieved that using thread.sleep, we got ourselves out of that problem. Yeah, and I'm not worried about it showing that it's unresponsive at the top at this point. Okay, we're up and running. Let's go to Dragon's Breath. Roll that. And, oh, it is bringing up a D6. Now, hold on a second. Did I fail to refresh? Oh, I bet I did. The Dragon Back overlay is not on. All right. Let's refresh. Oh, am I locked? I managed to get a lock because I hit the refresh button. Is that what got me? How am I in a lock now? Yep, we're definitely there. Select target is up. Yeah, I think this is a special case where I'm going to restart because the UI never got sent down to the overlay. The overlay didn't get refreshed in time. Let's try again. I also think this is a mistake to bring up the D6 here. I think this is part of my problem is the D6 is coming up when we say we want to cast Dragon's Breath, but the act of casting Dragon's Breath is really to give it to another player, and then they can cast the spell itself. Okay, so let's try again. Dragon's Breath. Roll damage. There's what I'm looking to see. And now, can I move up and down? I can. Can I close the scroll? And can I still move up and down? Yes. All right, cool. So we fixed that. The next problem is we've got to go. There we go. The next problem is that we have to go make all of those
6 damage.
names fit on screen. And I said it seemed like I had a fundamental problem there in terms of my understanding. Let's watch that again happen. I'm casting Dragon's Breath, rolling the damage. Yeah. It did occur to me though that I'm not refreshing using I'm just turning it on and off. And there's a button in here in OBS to actually refresh. I just realized, well, I didn't actually do that. Let's just do that and make sure before we start searching for bugs that may actually not be there. All right, Dragon's Breath, roll damage. Did I really forget to refresh the overlay? Let's bring that thing down immediately. And was expecting another piece to come in or no? Are we in control still? Good, we're in control. Let's hit the refresh button. All right, there we go. All right, one more time. Dragon's Breath, roll damage. Yes, I wanted to say, I knew it. I knew there wasn't a bug. I knew there wasn't a bug in there. Better. That's really much better. Yeah. All right, this is much better. All right.
1 damage.
Yeah, we got some confusion here. You touch a willing creature and imbue it with the power to spew magical energy from its mouth, provided it has a mouth. All right. At least we're like, that part is good. All right, so that just needed a refresh. It was not bad. Retro CRT. That's cool. Got some icons out there. Makes it look like I'm casting spells, man. I love it. All right, what do we do next? Are we done for the day? Let's look at Fred. I'm going to go down and look at Fred. Actually, let's maybe switch gears. All right, let me close this down. Well, actually, wait. Before I look at Fred, we saw a really interesting problem that I bet I cannot reproduce. We saw multiples overlapping each other. And I think I know what the problem is related to. It's because we had another set open, and then another set of characters open just before we started the game. This was last night that this happened. And I reloaded the regular set right afterwards while everything was still running. And we started seeing these start to overlap in a really bizarre way, which we'd never seen before. I'm just jamming the buttons right now to see if I can get any kind of overlap. If I jam the buttons, I can get to an out of order state, which is not too big of a deal. But I can't seem to duplicate the other problem. Now, the out of order state is kind of a weird thing. I'm not sure why that is. It might be related to the problem. It really seems to be it's a reflection of the jamming. All right, let's talk about Fred and raging. I've not been raging very much with Fred. Are you still with us out there, Pudding? Pudding was talking about rage with Fred. Yeah, Pudding's still out there. Pudding, if you can hear me, man, I want to talk to you about raging. I've not been doing as much with raging. Fred's actually got a rage, and I want to look at the assets we've got for, because we're also talking about, let me see if I can find these assets out here. Where are my conditions? And here, condition icons. Here we go. So there's some conditions that I haven't used, and we were talking about them. Like our DM was saying, "Hey, I'd like it to, like if you're on fire, I want a condition that says you're on fire." And related to this, I'm looking to see if there's a rage condition as well. And I don't see it. So, but I'd like to have one. So I think we need to create an asset that says rage, in rage, that condition. We'll add other assets as well. For like fire or poisoned. Wait, poisoned is one already we have. But on fire is not. And then these others, I think I'm going to go ahead and take these as well. We'll just kind of bring all of these in here so we have all of these different conditions here so we can just kind of mark those while we're playing the game. All right, so those are the, so adding rage and adding fire won't be too hard. Those images shouldn't be too hard to create. If I go into Fred's actions and I say, I want to do the Wild Surge Rage, this is what happens. It rolls an 8-sided die, and based on the results of that die, it gets us into one of 8 different Wild Surge states. Okay. And in doing so, it says, well, it just does this. It's not actually explaining what the Wild Surge is. It just says Fred's extra roll was an 8. Oh no, here it comes. Why is it so long? A beam of brilliant light lances from Fred's chest in a 5-foot wide, 60-foot long line. Each creature in the line must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. So there's one of the options, right? That Fred can get into this state here. But I don't know. I thought I always felt like these 8 were kind of, they were boring almost to some degree, I guess I would say. Let's try advancing the clock. Oh, it looks like that was done. All right, let's advance the clock anyway by an hour. And let's go back into Fred again and do it one more time. Watch the next response. It was 8 before, it's 8 this time. Okay, added an hour to it. Try again. Wild Surge Rage. So why is it taking so long? This part's the weird thing to me, to see this next message that's coming in. I'm not sure why it's taking so long. This is a little crazy. Is it when the dice is picked up? No. Is it going to show up? There it is. Okay, let's look at that code. That code is in a script file. Here we go. So there's the roll on roll complete. Roll complete is taking that long to fire. Okay, so this is happening after we're collecting the die. and I want to change it to, I want to trigger on roll complete sooner. So at the very least, let's look at that. It looks like I need to be over here. Trigger roll complete. Roll is complete. Roll is complete. That's on the character. Trigger after roll effects. Okay, who's calling this? Check for follow-up rolls. I'm feeling this needs to go. Or at least like this, be triggered, have that be commented out there. Yeah, it's triggered after all dice are destroyed. I want to know when dice are stopped rolling. That's where I want to put it. And I kind of feel like I can do something like this. Uh-oh. What do I need from this here? What do I need from dice stop rolling data? I need to know whether it's success, spell name, if it was what the type was. All right, let's close down the scroll. Let's kill the app. Second, let's see if I can use decompose parameter on this. So I don't need that thing anymore. That's what I want to do. So then we're going to just pass in spell name, success, type, and was critical hit. Let's see if now I can do this. Trigger it from here. What was I needing single player for anyway? The single player was what? The character. What's inside EA? Look at that. We actually do have it here. The stop rolling data is there. Let me undo this. Let me go back. I don't need to decompose that parameter because I actually have it. This is EA dot dice stop rolling. No, doesn't it have it here? Stop rolling data. There. I think that's, we can do that. Let's try that as a run. Let's double check inside here. Trigger after roll effects. Yeah, you know, it's just occurring to me, this second piece, I didn't realize we had that there. That needs to, this also needs to go. Single player used anywhere else? Okay. All right. Set a breakpoint there so my changes can be kind of compiled into it. All right, Wild Surge Rage. No breakpoint? I need a breakpoint. I need to breakpoint in that other place. I want all of this. I want all of this here. Okay. Continue. All right. Let's add an hour to the time. And do a Wild Surge Rage again. And let's see if we see the update here much faster. There it is. Plant life temporarily grows around Fred until his rage ends. The ground within 10 feet of him is difficult terrain. Oh, that was the one before, though. Did we not get this? We totally should have gotten it. Did we just totally kill it? Check for follow-up rolls. That we don't need anymore. The flumps didn't come up. I don't get that. There it is. Look like flumps. Okay, so it looks like we got the wrong numbers are working. We just switched to teleport, but we're talking about flumps coming in. Why is that? On roll complete. These are the wrap-up messages. That's what these are. What do you mean, where'd I go? I'm right here, man. I was invisible for a couple minutes. Wonder where that was. I did not notice that. What am I missing here? Where are the rages? I don't get it. Where are the rage messages coming in here? Result is get roll, barbarian, wild surge. It's... Where's my scene change? feel like I'm missing. So my scene changes. It looks like my scene changes are hard coded. It's worrisome if true. Look at that. I want to take this out of here. I don't want this to be in the code anymore. I want to move it over to the scripting, and I think we can do that. So let's try that, because I'd really like this. I don't want this to be anywhere nearby here. Let's add another hour, and let's go into Wild Surge Rage. Okay, I'm going to comment out this line of code, and we're going to get all of this, copy that, and we're going to move that. Because this is all before we had place scene ability in here, I think. All right, so there's my necrotic scene. And I think it's just called place scene, right? Yeah, place scene right there. Optional time to wait. I think we're going to be okay with that. So there's that one. Next one is going to be teleport. Next one is going to be Wild Surge Flumps. Down here for number 4, Arcana Shroud. Wild Plant Growth Arrive. I just want to make sure. I'm just undoing for a second here. Yeah, I want to make sure that we didn't have anything else in there. All right, read thoughts. I don't have a shadows yet. So we're going to put this in here for now. And then Radiant is out here at the end. Also, I've got this new thing called floating text, right? Float text. Float player text. And I'm just going to say Wild Surge Radiant Light. That's coming from, that's a message out in another file. Let's go find that. Here it is, Radiant Light. says a beam of brilliant light. So I'm going to call this radiant light is the float player text. I'll make this radiant light. That's going to float up. Call this shadow weapon. This one's going to be read thoughts. This is called plant growth. Arcana Shroud. And then flumps. Is there one more? Oh yeah, there are a couple more. Teleportation. And then necrotic damage. All right. Saving those. Saved. Okay, so let's try it now. See if it works. We can see those changes work. We should see the scenes play now when we do it. Advance the clock by an hour. Get out of the rage. Here comes the rage. Nothing's happening. What's wrong? Looks like I've run out of rages. That's my problem. Okay, so let's add a long rest. Get another rage. Teleportation. Okay, cool. That text came up. And over here in the stream chat, it says Fred teleports. Good. Let's add a minute. I think we should see a reminder from an alarm coming up here. Let's add a minute. Stopped Wild Search raging. Time is now playing scene players. Time is now this. Okay, great. Let's go back and rage again. Three. Shadows weave around a weapon, a Fred's choice. I didn't see the text, but I bet it said the shadow one. Is 3, though, equal to that? Is that right on the code? I thought that was 7. 3 is, so my result is wrong, is on the get roll. It's from the previous roll, I bet. I think this is why I was waiting for the clearing, because I think I've got a state problem here. Get roll. So let's see if that's the case. Let's just advance the clock. Let me do one other thing. I'm going to just copy a button so this is faster. I don't have to go to multiple pages. Let's do this. I'm just going to copy the add long rest button. And in here, I'm going to just paste that right there. And so I'll alternate between hitting Wild Surge Rage and add long rest. So flumps is not 8. 8 is Wild Surge Radiant Light. Let's see if we get that next time. So add a long rest. Do this. Is it Wild Surge Radiant Light? Yep, that's it. Okay, so my problem is in get roll or whatever the state is there. So let's see if we can figure that out. I think I want to kill this. Just clean up some of this code here that I got rid of here. Nothing going on here except for playing the scene. We've already moved that code across. We've verified it works. Let's go look at get roll. Is it get roll function? Nope. It's this. So look at get roll request. Saved roles is what we're looking at. So dice stopped rolling. We're calling it, but I think we're doing the other piece we need sooner, is what I think we might be doing. Let's try taking this and move it up. I'm going to say we do it. Let's see if that gives us any luck. And if that works, I think it'll be like the last thing. Better. That's what we're expecting. Shadow weapon. Better. Better, better, better. And there it is right there. Okay, I think that's it. I think we fixed it. I think we're good. I love this though. Fred's AC is back to normal. That alarm kicks in right there. All right, it looks okay to me. It's not bad. I want to fix that. I don't like that so much. Let's get a raid. I like Bald Beard Builder's icon. Good job, buddy. I'll send you over to Triple B. Say hi over there to Michael Jolly for me. Cody Gorilla, thanks again. Thanks, Pudding, for the suggestions. Everybody else who's hanging out with us, appreciate you being with us. Retro CRT as well. And we'll, Surly, of course, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, kids? Thanks so much.